So forget just having a screen. What if your whole wall, like, participated in the movie you're watching?
Right.
Today we're doing a deep dive into the Philips 4K Ambilight TV, the OLED 770. We're unpacking a major review to figure out if this whole ambient lighting thing is a real game changer or, just a flashy gimmick.
Yeah, okay, let's unpack this because our mission here is to look at how that unique sensory experience works
Yeah.
with the serious technical power of its OLED panel.
Hmm.
We're trying to see if the viewing experience itself can fundamentally shift, even before you start measuring the usual picture quality stuff.
Okay, so let's start with the feature everyone talks about, Ambilight. It's basically, it beams light from the edges of the TV, and that light perfectly mirrors the colors on the screen.
Yep.
The reviewer found this creates a far bolder sense of immersion.
And what's fascinating here is the psychology behind the tech, because that light on the wall, it effectively extends the image beyond the TV's frame.
It tricks your brain.
It totally tricks your brain. It softens the harsh contrast between a bright screen and a dark room, making the whole thing feel bigger. And yeah, it's subtle at first, but the moment you turn it off,
Oh, you notice it then?
you really notice it. That blank wall suddenly feels flat, almost distracting. It uses your peripheral vision to pull you in, even if you're just watching a sitcom.
That immersion is great, but it only works if the core image is spectacular, right?
Yeah.
If the lights are amazing, but the picture's mushy, you've got nothing.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the OLED panel. We all hear about OLED promising perfect blacks, but how does the 770 do that without, crushing the bright spots?
Right. And that's where this self-emissive tech really comes into its own. Since every single pixel makes its own light and can shut off completely, you get what they call infinite contrast.
Unlike a standard LED that just has a backlight.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So deep shadow scenes they vanish into true darkness. But, and this is the crucial part, that same pixel level control means a bright burst in HDR, like say a fire or the sun. It can glow against those deep blacks with absolute precision. You get these incredibly impactful highlights without any of that light blooming or bleeding into the dark areas around it.
Okay, so you get the deep blacks and the bright highlights. What about the color?
The review notes the color performance is really rich and expressive. You get these smooth gradients, especially in like complex skies or landscapes. No weird banding.
Let's switch to the practical side then. The review says the TV is just effortless to live with. Slim bezels, premium feel.
Yeah, the usability is critical. And the review confirms the smart platform is responsive. Browsing channels, switching apps, it all feels fluid, not sluggish or clunky.
But there's always a but.
There is. We have to talk about the one significant limitation mentioned. It's a trade-off that's kind of intrinsic to current-gen OLEDs.
The peak brightness, that really matters if you're someone who watches TV in a really bright, sunny room.
Exactly. While the contrast and the color are stunning, the OLED panel just doesn't reach the absolute peak brightness of some top-tier LED TVs.
So you won't lose the picture, but it won't pop as much in direct sunlight.
That's a good way to put it. That dramatic punch to overcome intense daylight is a little less than some competitors. So this raises a really important question for you, the listener. What's more important for your space?
Right. Cinema-level contrast for movie night or sheer brightness for daytime sports.
That's the choice.
So what does this all mean? It sounds like the Philips 4K Ambilight OLED is a really compelling choice. It amplifies immersion, it delivers that cinematic contrast, and it's easy to use. It's a whole package that's more about the experience than just raw numbers.
Yeah, and my final thought actually goes back to that trade-off. We've seen the numbers on brightness, but I'd encourage you to think of the psychology of ambient light. Does that ambient effect, by using your peripheral vision, actually make the effective perceived brightness and depth feel greater than the raw specs suggest?
That's a great question.
Sometimes, perception really does trump the spec sheet.